Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most important subjects in carp fishing, bait. In this ultimate carp fishing bait guide, I am going to show you every single type of bait you can use for carp. From the classic reliable baits that catch fish all day long, all the way to some clever and unusual options that could become your new secret weapon. Whether you are a complete beginner or an experienced carp angler looking for an edge, this guide is going to help you catch more fish. So stick around until the end, because by the time we are finished, you will never run out of bait ideas again. Let us get started. Before we get into all the different baits, let us first talk about why bait choice is so important. Carp are not stupid fish. They can become very wary, especially in lakes that receive a lot of fishing pressure. Using the right bait at the right time can make a massive difference between a blank session and a successful day. The right bait can attract carp from a distance, encourage them to feed confidently, and most importantly, get them to pick up your hook bait. Over the years, carp have seen thousands of boilies and pellets, so sometimes thinking outside the box and using different or unusual baits can give you a real edge. In this guide, we are going to cover everything from the most popular and reliable baits to some lesser-known options that could surprise you. Let us start with one of the most popular and effective categories of carp bait, particles. Particles are simply larger food items such as sweet corn, hemp seed, tiger nuts, peanuts, and maize. They are fantastic because carp love eating them naturally, and they are very affordable. Sweet corn is probably the most famous particle bait of all time. It is bright, sweet, and extremely visible underwater. You can use it straight from the tin on the hook or as loose feed. Hemp seed is another absolute classic. When cooked properly, it releases a milky cloud that drives carp crazy. Many anglers consider hemp to be one of the best baits for getting carp feeding confidently. Tiger nuts and peanuts are also highly effective, especially when carp have become bored of boilies. Particles work brilliantly on their own or mixed together, and they are perfect for both beginners and experienced anglers. Other excellent particle baits include tiger nuts, which are sweet and hard, making them perfect for longer sessions as they stay on the hook well. Maize and fermented corn are also very popular, especially when carp have seen a lot of sweet corn before. Fermenting the maize gives it a sour smell that carp seem to love. The great thing about particles is that you can use them in huge quantities without breaking the bank, and they work brilliantly as both hook baits and loose feed to keep the fish grubbing around in your swim. Once you have the carp confidently feeding on particles, you can then present a hook bait over the top. Now let us move on to what is probably the most popular bait in modern carp fishing, boilies. Now let us talk about boilies, which are probably the most popular and effective carp bait in modern carp fishing. Boilies are round, nutritious balls made from a mix of ingredients such as fish meal, bird food, eggs, and flavors. They come in many different sizes and types. You have bottom boilies, pop-up boilies that float, and wafters that sink slowly. The big advantage of boilies is that you can use them in large quantities to create a bed of bait that keeps the carp feeding in your swim for long periods. They are also very selective. Because they are harder than particles, smaller fish often struggle to eat them, which means more chance of bigger carp picking up your hook bait. Popular flavors include fish meal, krill, strawberry, pineapple, tiger nut, and spicy chili. Many anglers also glug or soak their boilies in liquids to make them even more attractive. Boilies truly are a cornerstone bait for serious carp anglers. Next up we have pellets, which are another extremely popular and effective carp bait. Pellets come in many different types, including halibut pellets, trout pellets, carp-specific pellets, and method pellets. They are highly nutritious and break down in the water, releasing a strong scent trail that carp find hard to resist. Small micro-pellets are brilliant for spod mixes and loose feed, while larger halibut pellets work well as hook baits, especially when you hair rig them. Many anglers use pellets in combination with boilies or particles to create a varied bait bed, They are particularly effective in the warmer months when carp are actively feeding. One of the big advantages of pellets is that they are very affordable, and you can use quite large quantities without it costing a fortune. Let us now look at natural and live baits, which can be incredibly effective, especially when carp are feeding on natural food items in the lake. Maggots are a classic. Both white and red maggots work extremely well, either on the hook or in large quantities as feed. Casters, which are pupating maggots, are also very good. Worms such as dendrobiana and lobworms are another strong option. Carp love the natural movement and scent of worms. Mussels are a fantastic bait that many anglers overlook. You can use cooked mussels from the supermarket. They are high in protein and have a great natural smell that carp find very attractive. Hook them through the firm part for best results. Other natural baits include bloodworm, snails, and freshwater shrimp. These work particularly well in waters where carp are used to eating natural food rather than angler baits. Two more very simple but highly effective categories are bread and meat baits. Bread is one of the oldest and most reliable carp baits. You can use bread flake for surface fishing or on the bottom, or make simple dough balls by mixing bread with water. It is especially good in the warmer months when carp are cruising near the surface. Meat baits are also excellent. Luncheon meat, spam, and hot dogs are firm favorites. You can use them straight from the tin or flavor them yourself. They are particularly good when carp are feeding heavily or when you need a big visible hook bait. Both bread and meat are cheap, easy to obtain, and can produce some great results, especially when the fish have become used to seeing boilies and pellets. Next, we have artificial and unusual baits that can be real game changers. Plastic or foam artificial corn is very popular. It looks exactly like real sweet corn, but stays on the hook much better and can be used as a pop-up or wafter. Other artificial baits include fake maggots, fake worms, and imitation tiger nuts. These are great when you want a long-lasting hook bait that small fish cannot easily steal. Unusual baits can also work very well. Cherry tomatoes are loved by grass carp, and sometimes common carp too. Cheese is another quirky option that many big carp have been caught on. The key with unusual baits is to use them when the fish have become used to seeing the standard baits. Sometimes thinking outside the box is what gets you that big fish. And that wraps up our guide to effective carp baits. From classic boilies and particles to pellets and more unusual options like cheese, the key is always to match the bait to the lake, the time of year, and the fish's mood. Experiment, stay observant, and enjoy those peaceful mornings by the water. I hope you've enjoyed this free video. All I ask is you like, share it with a buddy, and if you're feeling extra generous, subscribe. If you know of any baits I've missed, please let me know in the comments. Remember, the best bait is the one you have confidence in. Tight lines, and see you on the bank.
Like, share, and subscribe, or Bubbles gets it.